years old. Do you think you were young and you think you were a Kardashian? She don't got. There's nowhere for her to go now. I mean, her next guy gonna be old. I mean, even of course, she married the old man. I just don't know where she goes from here. But that's what Chris did. It's very interesting that the story goes from stewardess to the most powerful, the most successful momager in entertainment history. No more weddings for 50 Cent, okay? Not a one. Not a stag, not a shower, not a nothing. She better just be hitting the club, hitting the town, and get her and Giselle get together. Now her, Giselle, now see I'm putting the show together, okay? But her and Kenya ain't talking. I don't Kenya's just not a girl's girl, and that's just because even Kenya, that if Kenya is not comfortable around men enough to entertain the men that should be at her feet because of Miss America, waiting to exhale, senseless, twa. If she's not woman enough to even entertain those things, Kenya's definitely not. Something is absolutely not right. And however Mark found himself in that situation, whoever Mark is not, now, these are the things. Me talking like this is where I pick up on who I'll do my deep dives on. Because Mark is somebody I would consider in the sense that why Mark? Of all the men in Atlanta, of all the men in Hollywood, of all the men in Houston, of all the men in Miami, of all the men in New York, why this little light skinned nigga that can't treat you right? Why? Had that handsome English thing in Jamaica. Girl, y'all not even going back to the same place. He can't knock the car. Because from everybody I seen, he was passable for that to everybody. So what was your problem with that man? Something is not right with Kenya. And the more she's all this deflecting and that's the thing too. I was watching leave it a TikTok to bring you down memory lane, and that's my avenue too. I want to take people back down memory lane. Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. They were showing her because only Phaedra has ever read Kenya for filth. Nobody else has ever come for Kenya the way Phaedra did that day. But when Kim Fields was on there, and her and Kenya was going back and forth, Kenya's always on, prepared. You know what I mean? She's on and ready. That's her trauma. That's her coping mechanism, and that don't make it okay. Just because somebody, don't mess with Kenya. You know what I'm saying? That's not okay, and especially that's not okay in a friend group. Especially when there's somebody like Kim Fields, who probably, if you was right in the head and right in behavior, would produce you a show. But you get on there talking about how y'all on the same level because she's now on the platform that you've been. And that is why we didn't get Kim Fields again. This bitch think we on the same level. Ain't produced, ain't acted, and ain't delivered a line. If it wasn't fed to her before the damn cameras came up, how dare she? I don't know who can you think he is. And the only reason, in my opinion, that she even is cool with like Candies in the streets, because she kissed behind closed doors, she kissing the shit out of Candy's ass. And she nuzzles and cozies right on up to people like Shrey, because those people know. Like I said, Shrey is top tier socialite. In Atlanta. You know what I mean? You got to respect the socialites. They control the narrative. And you know why she cozying up to Candy? Because Candy queen of Atlanta. You know what I mean? So that's that. But all these new bitches, you can't even give Sanya Sam's runner her credit. Yeah, you got one crown. 50 years ago. This bitch got 3 medals. That's work and effort. You put in a summer, you know what I'm saying, to get you a crown for one time. And maybe you made history. All right, that's great. But everybody that you're sitting with has, especially in Atlanta, everybody in Atlanta has done something. I hate Drew is going through such a hard because I be forgetting Drew was in TLC movie. TLC is the best biopic they ever made. Drew Sidora's ass up in there, acting her ass off. Love the TLC movie. I hate Drew get on there and act so stupid, like she don't got these good accolades. So everybody up on Atlanta is credible in some degree. Marlo sitting there fucking company. Not the that's not the word I want to use. Big bosses. Okay, the men who Andy Cohen worked for. That's who the fuck Marlo. Everybody up there, even a little Phaedra, I mean Portia, for her, you know, she's like her family is established there, you know, so she's essentially maybe let's say an Atlanta princess in a sense to where she grew up in, her connections and things like that. Now Nene, little girl, came from Athens, but she came down and was on that socialite. Ain't that no, she hasn't, but she was still in there and she's still getting those checks. But Nene came down there and she got on that socialite shit, I guess, at one point. I'm just assuming because I never really got into all that as far as Nene, but she was the one that put the show together. And I'm assuming when she got down there with Greg and was making the money and they had the money, she got into that socialite vein with the Sherrays and the Kims and the Deshawns and the Lisas. Those are all socialite women. Y'all seen how Deshaun was that first season? Ain't nobody ever did it like Deshaun did it that first season, okay? This is my house manager, and this is my land manager, but she didn't have it. As soon as she didn't have it by the reunion. She didn't even have it by the reunion, but that's beside the point. So everybody up on that Atlanta stage is somebody, and that's just Atlanta. So for Kenya to get on there and be trying to look down on people, you work out, you can't outrun Sanya. You act, but you don't have the same credits as Drew do. And I hate to say that about Drew because I can't wait for Drew to get out of there. You say you got money, but you don't. You got to work twice as hard to get the money Marlo got. You talk about you successful as Kim Fields, girl. If it weren't for Atlanta, Kim don't got to do a damn thing, and she stay working. She always gonna be Regine. She always gonna be Tootie. What did you? How dare you? And Phaedra probably helped all of them out on that stage at one point or another. Kim has, like I said, top socialite shit because money's coming in. I don't have to do much, but I control this narrative of this town here. So she get to doing. I just can't wait till she settle all that shit out. You got to calm it down. It's not even about a man. She needs somebody help. And that's why, I think that's why they did let Portia drag her like that. But also, too, you could take the girl out Decatur. But you can't take the Decatur out the girl. And now she got exactly what she needed. And I don't think people cried too long about Kenya getting dragged like that because everybody put themselves in that position. Not only did you, that was Portia. That was Portia pulled that dress out and Cynthia had that Janet Jackson moment. But not too many people, it would even sit in Cynthia's position, not even, because Cynthia was closer than Portia was, sit in Cynthia or Portia and let you get the swinging batons and things in the, and you got one more time. And Kenya ain't that good of an actress. This wasn't no Chris Rock, Will Smith. That was real. That was real. And they had never experienced anything like that except probably fucking I'm Still Pretty. And like a real time, like, oh God, you know, this gone too far. We pushed them to a point, you know what I mean? Because no props and things, so people don't do things like that. I hate that she sits. Who are you? Sit down like Sheree said, or Phaedra said, down in Shrek's lair. Trying to hold court over somebody. Do you see Sheree's house? That's why they're friends. Well, Nene always wanted more, and she thought she would get more, and I think Nene should have. Well, she did. the new normal, which kind of set the tone for the world today. So she's a part of that, but I don't think people think about that. Um, but she could have had better moves. I'm sure she could have had better people in her ear to do the things. It's for her to get on here and now you trying to market your son as half dead with HIV, but then you want to sell the lounge in the same video. That's problematic for me. Told her she was too dark, and that's and that's when you get to screw. You got to screw the right person, and that's what you got to do. If you don't, I mean, or not. And then she never humbled herself after. You either gonna screw somebody, get you the leverage like Marlo got to keep them checks coming in and keep your Bugattis and your Bentleys in the driveway, and live within your means. Because Marlo, yeah. Marlo live in that townhouse, one side brick, two side siding, but she building this house, and do you not think she got money in the bank? Do you not think she got as much money as Kenya in the bank? Or do you not think she can access as much money as Kenya can access? No, that Chris and Will Smith thing wasn't real. Little black in the back. Hey, I like that. I hope they don't bring. No. She's not gonna do that. They can't do that. Dirt down in the ditch. Okay, the lie is the contract. After yeah, whatever, anything Portia said after that was just funny and silly. She could have screwed. Well, she did screw a fool and all that. Whatever she did. One side brick, two side side. And I got that from Funky Donnie. I can't even let that ride. When he said that, he said that about. He said that. That's the thing paid for. He said that about Robin's house when she lived in her townhouse. He said one side brick, two sides side. Listen, when I tell you I was on the floor, I was on the floor. But yeah, I just don't understand where she is so high and mighty, so high. But all of I do because that's all a coping mechanism, as opposed to Marlo, who has been through life because she didn't do the pageantry and the things like this and get used for sexual things in the industry, and amongst people in a way, like for her to be so for Kenya to have been to pageants and things like that, then get booked, and even though she had barely half lines, and waiting to exhale, in her mind and in her ability to cope with the dismissal of her mother and her family and things like that, somebody saw enough in me to put me in a movie where I even shared the same air as Whitney Houston. Her head reached a size, it never came back down from that. Then they said, "Oh, you're a pretty girl. You can deliver a couple lines. We'll put you in twat. We'll put you in senseless." That movie with Marlon Wayans. Minimal lines. You're just a pretty girl. But the fact that she kept getting acknowledged and validated in those roles just solidified the size of her fucking head. But she has nothing else to offer behind that. Okay, maybe you did a hobnob or you rubbed elbows or got a little influence from a director, from a this, from a that, and then you feel like you can produce a couple things. If you was producing things like that, then you would be Kim Fields, who continuously produces things. The Upshaw is quality programming. I don't think the second season, I don't think I finished the whole second season. Love that first season. You're not doing anything like that. Not since the inception of the show have you put out anything, not even a workout video. Have you put out anything? Martin, Jamie Foxx, she dated the people, she was with the people, she did the things. You know what I'm saying? But at the end, like I said, she's just a pretty girl. And I mean, that's what everybody, Lori Harvey. So that sort of thing. So I just don't understand. That's what bothers me the most about Kenya. Then you finally get a man and he treats you like your parents. And people want to talk about karma. He do kind of creep me out Portia's man. Hold on, yeah, because I'm back scrolling through the comments. I was running my mouth. Portia, he is kind of creepy, but that's just how we look. But that's a lot of African men with those types of features and things like. It's not like he does anything creepy to creep me out. Um, I do feel some type of way that her daughter. I guess she's older now, but she seems like she's a little bit more vibrant around him. I don't know what that is. Maybe she's just getting older and she's just comfortable and she's used to the environment that it is. And that's no reflection of him, but that's just like what I'm seeing. Well, other than him, just being the African guy or whatever he is, I can't exactly call his nationality, but um, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Good on Portia, but who the hell knows what Portia got to deal with to be the concubine of a man with millions? You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. It's a lot that comes with that. So that's on her. Meanwhile, he been him. He ain't changing nothing to be with Portia. Marlo was a gangster as well, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why she can. That's why now that's her ability to play people. Because her role at the reunion, granted, she did lay that groundwork for other people to understand, but she needed that. She needed people to understand to get the fuck off of where she gets her money from. Because at the end of the day, she got it. Obviously, she got something. Okay, we got it. And beating this dead horse, trying to figure out who it is and call out names that would strip her of everything or strip her of everything because she probably have to pay that money back, non-disclosure and everything like that, that she gladly signed for the security that she knows she needed because she grew up in a setting where things were taken away from her constantly. So why would I jeopardize that for y'all? Because y'all are not going to give any of that back to me. So she laid the groundwork for people to understand that. Great. And then when she said, girl, and she did that to Kenya a lot. When she hosted that thing in Black Bear, and the damn Potomac, Atlanta Housewives and the damn Married to Medicine girls stayed at the same damn house. And she said to Kenya, when Kenya came up late, she was like, listen, you're Miss America, you're the history setting girl, I should be looking up to you, you should be setting an example. The most official fucking read. If it wasn't Phaedra, if the Phaedra top one, that's one of the second best things anybody ever said to Kenya. And she don't budge from that. She never tries to elevate from that. I highly doubt Marlo said something like that, but she didn't. Marlo sat down and was like, listen, so if you want to come to the house, if you want to participate in the weekend, you're going to stay at the house. She didn't say, okay, Marlo, I understand what you're saying and things like that. And Marlo the type of girl, because you come up in the hood, we good till we not good. And just okay, so I say what I say, and maybe you say something nice, and we fine too. Now y'all catch you in the kitchen snickering on some dumb shit because you still think you better than me. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. And now it's Marlo. Every time she goes back and does a thing because I heard some and we know Kenya. We know Kenya for years now. We know Kenya live on Slicksville. Okay. Welcome user. 5 million, 8 trillion. What are Kenya's insecurities? Well, abandonment, right? Abandonment. They said she got terrible skin, ashy feet, and wherever she go. You know what I'm saying? It's just whatever she does, she resting on laurels that she's not properly keeping up, and that's purely vanity. But she's so set in her ways. I mean, and that's just how you be when you ain't, you don't invite the people in, or romantically, you don't invite people in to adjust, refine, do away with certain personality traits that don't really work for everybody. Because Candy be like, oh, I'm not answering that bitch call. And Sheree be like, well, she's bored. She's one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that's how they do her, because those girls is busy. Even though she by Sharan ain't she until this year, but Sheree obviously been working on something. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the house and her kids and whatever she does romantically and things like that she's not going to discuss, because there's no benefit with her discussing her free ability to be free with us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what is that? And I'm bringing in people that don't want to be involved in all of this. So there's that. And that's what Kenya does. And I said this before, Kenya is not going to like Marlo because she is intimidated and she resents Marlo. Like I said, for Marlo to do half the work and be honest, like she said, like she the same fucking thing. I just thought about this right now. The same fucking thing she said to Kim Fields is the same fucking thing Marlo could say to her. We on the same platform. What makes you any better than me? And I wasn't even in the movies that you was in. I didn't even screw the guys you screwed. Marlo liked the white guys. White guys got money. White guys are good with their money, and they're good with keeping quiet. What makes you any better than me? Because I made the right moves to be in the same place. And like Todd said, there ain't nobody in Candy's tax bracket. So that's that's a pretty even killed thing. We all sitting there up in the same damn place, okay? But she'll never be cool with Marlo because she'll always resent Marlo on some level. Marlo will hardly get over it because I think Marlo is a girl's girl. I think she might get one track mind. You know what I'm saying? Focused on, okay, I got to make sure I got to line this up so this be good for this time. Line this up so this be good for that. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Make sure her shit is in order. Because just however her shit is set up. Now I'm just speculating. I don't know too much, but I'm just thinking. You know what I'm saying? To make sure my, this paid. If I'll go on vacation here, and I got to send this money over here, and I got to do this. She lines things up. Kenya ain't doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? So she has a little bit more time to be frivolous and want to be involved with other people's shit. So when they say Marlo don't do the things, she don't call and do something. She's working on her own stuff. Or even if she don't want to be bothered with a bunch of bitches who ain't got it out the paint like she fucking did. That's a real thing too. They probably admire Marlo, Sheree especially probably admire Marlo for the fact that she did everything that she did, and she's sitting amongst the bitches of millionaires. Kenya gonna hate her every step of the way for that. Oh, let me decorate your house. Be reading the house the whole fuck. Oh, there is no. Well, that was Sheree said she didn't have no baseboards, but sitting there reading the house the whole way. Who wants that energy around? Like Marlo said, you the history making heifer up in here. And you act like the biggest fucking kid. A tails, welcome. She is a little tick, and that's just whatever the way she built her walls and her, her coping skills. Like I said, it wasn't the influences. I don't know Kenya to have been in a long-standing relationship. Candy's been in a long-standing relationship. Obviously, Sheree's married to Bob. Marlo is the situationship girl. You know what I mean? Phaedra had Apollo, and I'm sure Phaedra kept a little suitor every now and then. She's Southern. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she had if she wasn't paying, you do what you got to do. Before Phaedra became this bombshell, Phaedra did not always look like this. I wonder if Phaedra looked in the mirror and recognized herself as well. Everybody has come from like some type of relationship. That's not where Kenya comes from. So she's very set in her ways with things like that. And that's not. It's hard to accept new things. It's hard to accept yourself when you see yourself in a way that you don't want to accept yourself. Is Marlo happy? I would assume that she's content with the way, because it's not like Marlo like, oh, I just can't wait to find love. Marlo be like, I'll call him later. That sort of thing. What Portia do that was trifling? I'm sorry, I was talking and looking and going. Marlo is smart. What do you think about Andy Cohen? Somebody said, Lisa Rinna just called him the biggest bully in the business or something like that. I always think about Andy, progressively on the show, he's gotten a bit more uncouth. That Todd Bridges episode of Watch What Happens Live is a great indicator of that. His ability to push buttons and push people past their point, not even past their comfort zone, but you're skating on thin ice, buddy. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. Like, I don't know what the reaction you're expecting to get from me, but you might get dragged like your cast friend Kenya did, that sort of thing. That's very much the energy Todd Bridges is. And I don't mind Andy exploiting men and naked parading them on the show, because that's just what it is. The tables have turned, and I don't have no problem with I'd rather see a man in a Speedo than a woman in a bikini. And that's just me. But he's just kind of laying the groundwork for things like that. And I think he seems a lot nicer on television but he's a dog businessman. He's been in the game a long time, like Susan Lucci. I think he worked for Susan Lucci back in the day. You know, that sort of thing. Worked for ABC as an intern. You know, so he's been around. He's been around a long time. Nothing new about Andy Cohen. DeLay, Cole, Nisha Cole, Delanisha Cole. Hey girl, hey. Todd, and that's the thing about Candy. Candy not getting picked. Candy doing the picking. What it is about Todd and Candy goes back to what I was just talking about earlier. Candy, like, I'm sure Candy said, when in this the narrative that they put out now where he says that she says to him, what do you want to do? It was probably in the context of, I've laid out how I am in a relationship and what I will do, what I'm not going to do, and how I will do things. I'm going to work. At no point will you tell me to not work. I will make sure what my responsibilities are at home need to be taken care of. If I got to hire my niece, my aunt, my cousin from 3 states over to come in and do the things that need to be done in this house while I do the work that I told you I was going to be doing, that's what I will do. What you going to do with that? And Todd said, I'm cool. We fucking. We're going to fuck other people. We're going to get in. We're going to have a good time. And because I would like to give Todd the credit of, he's a businessman as well, too. Hey, Shay. I would like to give hey, way too young. I would like to give Todd the credit that he's a businessman, too, and respect that. And Kenny was, okay, we're going to grind and we're going to do the things. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Todd had maneuvered and candied and was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to bag this thing. No. You want to know why? Because that's what the fuck Mama Joyce's job is for. She's the gatekeeper, and she did all of that gatekeeping. If Todd didn't care about Candy and all that stuff, he wouldn't deal with Mama Joyce. You think Mama Joyce let up on Todd? I would have left Candy when my mother died, but he didn't. He stayed. There's something there. You know what I'm saying? They have a great relationship. Now, Todd and Candy were to be divorced, I would be shocked. I don't think Candy would waste her time on something like that, because everything she's done, she could do by herself. She ain't done nothing with Todd that she can't do by herself. You know what I mean? Candy is the moment. Candy is the bank. So she don't need Todd to do nothing. Being with Todd didn't make anything better. Like I said, they screwing people together. They do, that's speculating. Allegedly. But they screwing people together. Everybody's having a good time. And the kids is taken care for, and we making money. That's the thing. That's what Candy like. And I'm sure Candy would probably prefer Candy stay working on the Shy, on Speak on It, on Broadway, in the studio, You think she's screwed Todd 3 times a week? Candy probably barely get 3 hours sleep. So if he call up one of their girls, I don't think Kenny had a problem with that. No, you're not going to be out here parading around with some other girl and doing those things, because that's not what you need to do. You want to go to dinner, we'll go to dinner, you know? You're not going to be doing anything like that. But I know I've been in fucking Chicago shooting a damn show. I know I've been in New York with the producers and things like that. And when they go to New York together, they produce the play together, and they probably carry on or whatever the case may be. But we'll get it in there. But I know, I'm tired. That's Candy, the TikToks, and now she's doing these skits with Derek Blanks, and like I said, her YouTube shows. She got 2 YouTube things. The Shy, the other show, the Black. Ain't she on Be Okay? I might get to Yandy one day. Hey, Leo Style. You think she's going down on that? And then because of that, because like I said, what you gonna do? She laid all that on a nice dossier for him. He said, you know what? If we're gonna be out here getting money, of course, I think they like each other. I think she's attracted to him, and I think they are romantically attracted to each other, and they work as parents. You know what I mean? I was like, listen, I can arrange the girls to come. Or you can give me a list of girls and I'll vet them. Like I said, at no point are you going to compromise. Kenny ain't, I would hate to see it. Kenny ain't going to end up like a Wendy Williams type thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have your kids, and we'll keep it cute in the family like that. But you got three girls. You can call anytime you want. Just let me know. You know what I'm saying? You like that's the thing too. I think they kind of got it, but I think with them showing the house, his apartment in New Jersey, they kind of got ahead of the story, kind of behind the story. Because people said he was taking girls there, but putting that on TV, they kind of got ahead of that story. It's like I know everything, and this season was kind of like a little, a little eye opener to how they really like showing him like, okay, she's always working, that sort of thing, and oh, he's got this house, and I'm not on the D here, that sort of thing. But Todd knew that day one. Todd knew he wasn't getting his name on that house. Todd knew exactly what Candy knew exactly where he was living. You don't think Candy vet the men about to be living in the house, living next to Riley? You don't think she about to vet him? Yeah, right. Kiki, I'm a Gemini. I love it. Thank you so much. She's a Taurus, so she on top of her shit. They said the Taurus one is lots of Taurus love for Chrissy. I'm gonna try it. Well, that's the thing that all of that's already laid out in their prenup. You're not touching nothing you had before me. I had before you, and whatever money we made together, we split that down the middle. And that's what they laid that out on this episode, this season 2. And that's another reason too why they was talking about if Candy died. It's very, very poignant. I'm sure they've discussed this before. Because just imagine hearing for the first time at the reunion, Candy say something like, well, I would hope he don't marry. You don't think Candy said that to him? You don't think Candy's lawyer said that to his lawyer? And the lawyer said that to him? He bound by duty to do it, by law to tell him. I don't want him to marry anybody else, because then some bitch come in and want to control my stuff? Absolutely not. That's why Riley gonna get everything. And that's why she getting healthy now. Would hate to see Candy. Candy gonna go before they get divorced, I'll tell you that. Let me just say that. Honey child, hey y'all. Well, I think it was angry for the prenup. I think what was really making Todd angry about the prenup, we was going back and back. People was calling out, I can't listen, besides Candy, Yandy, Chrissy, Dragon, Kimbella, I don't know. I can't recall too many things. Besides Poomkash and Still Pretty, there's not too much I remember about the first seasons of Love and Hip Hop. He was calling that stuff back. But him being angry about the prenup was probably more on Mama Joyce and her nagging into this, into that, into that. And when she said, sitting at the table, like, what you get? What do I get out of this? All of this. I mean, I could not. And maybe Mama Joyce like that just for TV, but I could not. Absolutely. And then my mother died. I don't even got nobody to talk about your mother with. Absolutely not. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Not wait, so that's old too. Waiting to drag Carmen out. That's we don't see Carmen too much anymore either. But Carmen kind of elevated in the Candy Factory. So she's not an assistant, so we don't see her too much. She's some type of producer or something like that. Who was Mama Jo? Who Wanda? I don't know. I don't watch OLG, and when Candy's Ken get on the screen, I tune right on out. I'm not invested in Candy that much to be caring about your mother, your auntie, and your auntie. But that's just me. And Mama Joyce the worst of all. She the worst out of all of them. Okay. The worst ever. I never seen nobody antagonist and just be because it ain't like and I don't know Mama Joyce's history, but it ain't like Mama D, who was a madam and the things and the hooding and thugging and the things and what I'm saying. So I got something to say. I'm gonna make sure my kids, that sort of thing. That vibe. It's not like that. Mama Joyce just nagging, trying to protect her daughter and her money, which is fine. But there's a certain way to do it, and she does it the opposite way. In my opinion. Well, as a parent protecting a kid, yeah, sure. I mean, you want to put somebody through the ringer, yeah. But she never do. I ever. When do she come out of that? When did she be like, "Oh, Todd, my son, come"? Because I think at some point when you get to marrying somebody, your significant other and your parents should get into that level of comfort with each other. I have yet to see it. I barely think they talk, and I don't, and that Candy just don't care because she worked. And that's the thing, Candy got so much shit going on besides everything I named. That personal shit, because that's where Marlo wasn't lying out in the in Jamaica. Talk about my man run by my mother. She wasn't lying about that. She wasn't lying about that. And if Candy didn't make it so sweet for Todd, like I said, sure they were attracted to each other, but she make it sweet for him, he probably would not. Like I said, after my mother died, I would have left Candy because your mother is gonna drive me crazy. Well, she only had one kid, and she was doing. I mean, she did everything she needed to do. Yeah, that's the Mama Joyce just want the money in the one place, and then she get married. She get married, and she know that shit gets shaken up and slip Mama Joyce a Mickey. Can I say that? Mama Joyce just be trying to, yeah, yeah, girl. We just talked about that. Thank you. I was on Twitter first. I was on Instagram first because the girls was on Instagram promoting Tyler Perry show's sisters. It was Emily and her daughter, who they seem like they're trying to do a Carisha Please type thing, and I don't have no time. I don't have no time, no interest. I will not be engaged in or supporting because it was 14,000 people in there. It was Portia and Candace on there promoting the same show, asking the same questions, but it was only 2,000 people in there. Then they brought my girl Fantasia out here looking like a damn Miss Cleo and Fantasia and Tamar on there, and they had about barely 2,000 people in their room. So I said, well, let me go on live. And Instagram got the filters now. All my pictures go through Instagram, okay? And I said, well, let me go. And there nobody be on Instagram. So I said, let me go where my people is at. Let me go where the people was. Oh, Toya was on there. I don't follow either one of them, so I wouldn't know. Ooh, I like that, Holly. Thank you. I know I wouldn't know, but yeah, everybody was on. I'm like, what do they even talk about? Then I'm like, oh, they all asking the same questions. Get the fuck out of here. And then now I'm here. I was answering their questions that they were asking first. Y'all know, some of y'all been here. Y'all know what I was given. She even treats Ace and Blaze different, dude. Who? Oh, Mama Joyce do? I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure her in her mind, her only grandchild is Riley. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. But I also think Todd is like, Mama Joyce was like, well, I'll take him. He was like, no, no. The housekeeper is gonna, I'm sure Todd does things like that. And I don't think Kenny gets involved in things like that. You want to be rude to him, he's going to do whatever he does so that I don't have to hear his mouth at night, or like when I'm trying to have sex, he's going to be complaining about you, that sort of thing. Tyler paid good money for that. And I said, I wasn't answering the questions. But promoting the show, I said, now Tyler send me a bag, I'll promote Sisters. I can understand if she treats them different. I don't know firsthand. I don't know anything about that. But my girl said that's a idea she put out there, and I could understand that. Considering that's been Mama Joyce since day one. And Riley, there's a huge age gap between her and Ace, and then not even Ace, but what's them kids' names? Blaze. It is Ace. There's a huge age gap between her and Ace. So Mama Joyce invested in the kid that she know. She ain't trying to bring on too much more. Where your shirt at? Well, welcome to the Kelly Collective. I started the game with no shirt on, so you might see me shirtless on occasion. I'm not putting no shirt on for y'all. Y'all know what I look like. listen, Tyler Perry, all that, and that's the thing he talk about. He don't got no big budgets. If Tyler Perry don't have no big, I don't want to talk because I feel like Tyler gonna be the one to call me, and he be like, well, on this live, somebody was watching, and you said that. I was like, listen, Tyler, listen. I will say this. Tyler talk about they don't got big budget. Tyler writes, produces, and directs. All those checks come right back to you. You're not paying nobody else. You're not putting no money. So you're just using studio money. To that point, because he writes, produces, and directs. Now I don't know, but I don't think he has like a Shonda team, you know, maybe even an Ava DuVernay team of people. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he has that. He does his own thing. Like he said, he got a house in Hawaii and has a house in Colorado, and I go there for 2 weeks, and I go there for 2 weeks, and I bust out shows. And you got this one show coming from the same person, it's all gonna run the same. Just like you listen to these damn albums from these artists, it's all the same. And first for me is the camera. I hate the camera he uses. That's the first thing, because if I'm not visually drawn in, you don't have me at all. That's the camera for Tyler. But then I get into the plots and the acting, and I'd be like, whoo. And then the aesthetics of it, I'd be like, man. But the people love it, so it's not for me. It's not content for me. And that's all right, because he ain't missing out. Just like when people said, oh, Will Smith. I'm not watching no Will Smith movie. Do you think Will Smith is hurting because you're not gonna watch Hitch or something? Please, he ain't hurting because of you. Because I love Hitch. I like most of Will Smith's movies. I don't watch the last thing I watched Tyler Perry was The Oval. I had got sucked into The Oval. I was watching it with a friend of mine. And we watched the first episode, and I was like, what really got me about the first episode was that whole Ruth thing. But I never watched Ruth because I kind of prohibit myself from even getting involved. And I watched The Oval all the way, just that first season. And it was just something about it. Terrible, albeit, but it was just something about it. But I didn't watch anymore because I was like, I just know this is going to set me up for disappointment. So I didn't watch anymore. And my favorite Tyler Perry movie, but it has all the A-list people in it, is The Family That Prays. That's the best thing. In my opinion, that's the best thing Tyler Perry has ever put out. I saw that too. Who said that? Who did I see? I'm not gonna waste y'all time with trying to figure out who that, but I just saw that today too. $1 million or a dinner with Diddy. I would take the $1 million. I would take the $1 million and invest it, and I would still be more involved with that than what Diddy is with his investment. Yeah, everything like a stage play. I have not. I'm going to wait till the season is over, and then I'll get into that because I hear that's really good. And my girl Carrie, and so I'm gonna just see what she's given on that. But I hear it's really good. For Color Girls, it's a decent program. There's a lot more hands involved in that, and it's also a And that's the thing. They've invited Tyler to tables. And that's why Spike was saying the things. It was like, you've been invited to these places, and you're not even like even when he did the James Patterson, you know what I'm saying? He was invited to that. There was no reason for him to be invited to that. For Color Girls, invited to that. There was no reason for him to be invited to that. Precious, invited to that. There was no reason for him to be invited to that. But that just solidifies his place to be like, oh, I lent my home to Megan, and you know what I'm saying, that sort of thing. So it's for the cause, it's for the culture, it is what it is. And I'm not knocking this hustle, I'm not knocking the game. But you sit down with all this money and these things, and you can't get a man in a decent wig or get some people in a decent scene and get you a camera But I feel like I said, it's the people love it. Maybe not us, the collective, but people love Tyler Perry shit, especially when it comes to that damn haves and hots. Well, that's yeah. Give me the money. Like I said, Diddy not gonna tell me nothing. Did you catch what I said? I can invest that $1 million and be more involved in that than what Diddy was with the investment that he made. So I don't know what advice Diddy gonna give me unless he is in control of me, a la Carisha, please. Listen. Um, so definitely, but like Jay Z, I would need Jay Z. Maybe not a million because I don't think they said a million with Jay Z, did they? I think they said something like 250. And to that point, I would sit down with Jay Z. Now, $1 million, I would do the same thing. But because $1 million, you can make the proper investments, honey, and you could be just as rich as them in 5 years. Um, so especially if you watch TikTok and Glenda Baker and the rest of the people, um, um, Diddy, I mean, thank you for the roses. Thank you for the roses. The long stem. I just, Jay Z just seemed like he would just have more tangible information. He might tell you how to act, go into the room, that sort of thing. Um, Diddy gonna blow smoke up your ass like you did to everybody. Mace, Locks, Eve, everybody. Simply tell you welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, and a welcome and a thank you, and a welcome and a thank you. So there's that. I swear I just who said that? Oh, I'm gonna sit with Diddy because Diddy gonna be somebody I just seen that. I probably have more fun with Trey Songz. Chris, like Kenya, has his own coping mechanisms, and he doesn't allow the space for change. And when he was in the best space he was in for change to be the best human he could be, besides the artist, because he's an amazing artist with amazing talent, but to be the best human he could be, that would have been somebody like Rihanna would have shook all that shit out of him, which would have made him greater, which would have made her exceptional. And that's why they're not together. Because they would surpass, there would be no Jay-Z and Beyonce, there would be no Kim and Kanye, there would be no Giselle and Tom, there would be no Megan and Harry. Rihanna and Chris Brown would be the couple in everybody's eyes. Everybody's eyes. The littlest of little white girls and the biggest of big black girls, and all the boys in between would want to have that sort of thing, and people would be losing their minds trying to be the Barbadian baddie and the uberly talented boy from Virginia. You know what I mean? And that's why they had to shake that up, break that right on up. Now, what I need for y'all if we in the collective here, did y'all catch that video with Beyonce? Because that just blew my mind. I was in the bed. I was like, hold the fuck on. Maybe I have to go back to the comments to see if anybody caught it. Way too young. Thank you. I'm just honest. I don't know. I just speak my honesty. It may not be the truth to everybody, but it's the truth for me. Well, I don't know about that now. Hold on now. Now I'm not saying she's the greatest singer, but she gives the people what they need now. Consistent. I don't know about that. However, that Beyonce video, I just need y'all to go and y'all watch that Beyonce video. I also think that's kind of where she got her first BBL, because in them white pants, she's very thick in them white pants now. But there's something about that picture that I don't want to draw too much attention to, because, well, they'll probably take it down. They took down my second Joe Biden video where I talk about where I have Obama in there. Well, the first time I put it up, they took it down for some type of bullying or some bullshit. And that really pissed me off. So then I just did it again, but then they let it go. So I don't, TikTok, like I said, some of y'all are new here. TikTok has really been struggling with me. We've gone back and forth. I'm surprised I ain't been suspended in this live, for my honesty. But in that Beyonce video, I don't want to draw it to the title of it is perfect. If you look on the page, the D is in the D. And that's all I'm going to say. Because I meant it as the devil is in the details. But it means two things. Rihanna and Beyonce are collectively, they dominate. Nobody can maneuver in. That's why you need that's why you need the Adeles and the Lady Gagas, and you got all the teeny boppers underneath. But collectively, they dominate. There's no room for maneuvering if Beyonce and Rihanna have albums out. You know what? There's no room for any other artist to excel if Beyonce and Rihanna are out together. And together they could be out because people are going to buy Beyonce and people are going to buy Rihanna. Together that's why they dominate. It's not like, oh, one's going to come. No. In tandem, people are both buying both those albums, and they don't need anybody else's album. Maybe they might need a little, like I said, Adele, but that's a different type of demographic. But the people who like Rihanna and Beyonce are buying both Rihanna and Beyonce. Everybody gay. Hello, good morning, and good evening. Everybody is gay. Everybody is bisexual. Everybody is not gender fluid, sexually fluid. Everybody is. Everybody. And if you don't, you might. And if you don't think you will, you are. At some point or another, it's going to come together. And that just depends, and you have to choose whether you want to wait 50 years to be somebody like the Game, or you want to be top dog and be all influential and a silent threat like Fabulous. If these was real glasses, I would lower them down on my nose and look over them. But I can't. They kill me with the reflection. Where am I? On the streets of, where am I? Puerto Rico? Listen. I'm just talking. But I'm saying. I'm not saying that's my lie. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying. But that's the thing. Your success is contingent on some level of illicit homosexual acts. Listen one time, because the next time is going to be when somebody was really listening, and they're going to flag me for hateful speech, and I don't have time for that. I just got back in the groove. But that's what that is. At some point or another, the position, the opportunity presents itself. It is because it is an opportunity. They're not gonna get one up on you for no reason. You'll get your album sold, so you get the house you want to buy for your mother, you get those things. And when you get to that level, because not that I'm considering, but it's like Tasha K liked my video on Chrissy Geeked, okay? That's exciting to me because where Tasha K is. And in her busy schedule, she watched my video and she saved it to her favorites. So she might reference that back again. She might say, well, reach out to London because I want him this. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. Non-disclosures need to be signed. I get invited to a party. You got to be open to the idea. And that's the thing. That's why gay people be winning in the field, because we're already in the game. You understand? So that's just how it is, because those top people, even though they like Marlo on a Tuesday, they probably call somebody like me on a Sunday, and that's just how it is. What's a great indicator of that is the episode. It's the series Hollywood on Netflix. Now it's set back in the day, but whatever was happening back then is 10 times worse, maybe not 100 times worse now. And I don't know if they're gonna come back with a second season, but that was so like Beyonce said, so good. Okay. Necessarily, did he have his pick of everybody? So I don't know about all that, but many people. Wendy told us long ago, like Luther said. And there's no reason to what you call it, because he also ain't been married, locked down, and speculated, because he ain't found no woman that want to deal with that. Well, he did, Kim. But Meesa was like, okay, I got the kids, and I know I'm gonna be good, but I'm not getting involved with that because I can do my own thing, whether Meesa got the hands or not. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a mutual understanding. And even the girl, not the twins is Kim, but the others are named Sarah. Not no relationship with her, but you had her pregnant the same time you had Kim pregnant. You're doing a lot. Now Cassie, but that was just a matter of, as I think about what's going on now, Cassie, if Cassie take 2023 by storm and becomes the new Bella Hadid, I get it. But he kept her hidden, but she left him, got right immediately into a relationship, married, children. So Tyree Overton, welcome. Speaking of Overton, no, that was living single. His name was Professor Ogilvy. Either way, so that sort of thing, that sort of. But it all presents itself. Like I said, Hollywood is a great depiction of Hollywood itself and who you don't think, or even those big people who make the decisions, put people in positions. You know what I'm saying? The Marlon Brandos, who they said was gay. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Make them decide that they are. Shows what they had to do to be in front of your face like they are. Yes, support the channel. Thank you, Natasha. That's the Cash App handle. If I had $1 from the people I just acquired, not just from you guys, but $1 from everybody that just came in, I'd probably be shooting. I'd probably be on a plane. We'd be on a plane right now. Emirates. A fucking Emirates plane in a little cubicle suite. And showing y'all, listen, I'll be on my way to that damn, I will be on my way to that rooftop pool that Antonio Brown was on. I'm saying, well, what's the vibes up here where he just had his dick out swinging in front of these white women? Like, what's going on here? Or I'll be over, I want to go to the Ivy one day, or the Nobu Malibu, and just catch the vibes, you know what I'm saying? See what I see, you know what I mean? To get some real-time tea, Get me a good travel, not what do you call it? A chaperone. I've been to New York, but like you need a chaperone in New York to get in New York. You know what I mean? Same thing with like LA, I'm sure. But like New York, you need to know the people to get where the people are. And because something could be happening behind a spray painted, a damn graffitied cardboard thing, and you wouldn't know nothing about it. Oh, Babesky, thank you so much. So, yeah, do things like that. I mean, that's what the money's going. Plus, they give me a better microphone and probably a nice Canon, so the content be singing and doing it what it needs to do. But yeah, that's that. Support the channel if you find the time. Like I said, if I had $1 from everybody that just came on, we'd be on to something. Because I have had an overwhelming. You guys are sweet. Overwhelming response, and I am greatly appreciative. So that's that. So also to the gifts that you guys are giving in here, I appreciate that too. I didn't cook today. I just ate what I made yesterday. I got 3. I'll be eating that tomorrow too. I am leftover king. Well, I don't say I'm a leftover king, but I was raised on leftover. I don't got no problem with leftovers, especially when it's good. I'm the type, I'm going to make spaghetti. It's going to be 3 days. I would love to go to Cali. I would love to go to Cali for Shanita Sells Real Estate. Welcome. Speaking of me making money, because I'm going to get me I need me a I've been manifesting. I'm always manifesting, but I've been manifesting a warehouse apartment, high ceilings, a la Tommy, and Empire and Power, and I like a warehouse type apartment. So I need something like that. But either way, I would love to go to Cali for pilot season and just see what hits, see what slaps, see what gives. You know, I might end up in a commercial. I might win something on what's the one? What's the game show with the doors? I saw that too. A lot of people are living in Mexico. I saw that. I wouldn't mind. I would have to experience that, you know, because Charlotte drank that water and she shit herself. So I don't know if I want to experience anything like that or be so cautious about the water and things like that. I just have to go for a visit and see what it's given. To a 3 bedroom for $850. That's a steal of it. Let's make a deal. That's it. Go to Let's Make a Deal. See if I can get on there. Even the Price is Right. Is this the Price is Right still on with Drew? But a 850 for 3 bedrooms. That's a steal. That's AI. It's pay 850 and it's only one. Winter months. Well, that's pilot season is what, January, February, right? January, February, March. That still looks old out here. Should have just started to really snow January, February, March. I haven't watched. I haven't watched cable. When was the last time I watched some cable? It was Sling TV. Do that count? I mean, I watch the shows, but I haven't watched cable. Like, put on the TV and scroll through like Adelphia and nothing. You know, that sort of thing. Time Warner. Geez, I went too far back. Time Warner is old. Is it still? Either way, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm so old. I'm in New York State. I am in central New York. I'm from Buffalo, though. That's Western. Judge Judy comes on Amazon Prime and Sling and something else. You know, she's still around. She gets right to it. Judge Judy, she got all the coins. No, no, I'm not for everybody. A lot of people say that. A lot of people think I'm from down south. Nothing southern, nothing really southern about me in that way. I can't believe Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be at this damn reunion. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. I can't believe it. That's just too much for me. But it's separation of church and state, you know. But no, I'm not from the south. But I do put it on sometimes, just a little sometimes. I'm gonna head out. Judy is the truth. I mean, you want a good read. Before people even knew what a read was, Judge Judy was opening that book and throwing it at you, okay? Are you simple or something? Limited, not simple, limited. That was the first time, probably the first time it resonated when she asked that lady if she was limited. Honey child, honey child. With her, I think there's a, maybe Kempire, his picture was Dorit and Jamie Lee Curtis. And I'm just looking at Dorit like, sheesh. And next to PK, whew, like where do all them wrinkles come from? Like, what is that? And that's the thing, I don't understand the face. Those filters on that show, like when they turn them lights up at Dorit's house for that the homeless and the homeless and toothless fundraiser, when PK put them house lights up, Kyle's face fell to the ground. Okay, Not she didn't. Her face did. She should have, because that took all the magic away. And then you could catch the filter coming off of like Erica's face every now and then. It's funny how they filter the videos like that. But yeah, the poor girls. Kyle stays on top of her stuff, but I mean, she still be cracking too. But Dorit has really come. She used to be so effervescent, what dare I say, effervescent, young and tight, until she got her boobs redone, which were necessary. And then, I mean, with a little Botox and a little filler, not done right. Not done right. Because what you call it, she be sitting, okay? Cali girl J. Hay. Lisa Rinna be sitting, okay? Sitting, fresh face, older than all of them. So I don't know. She might gatekeep. Lisa Rinna do seem like the gatekeeping type. Because whoever she'll, vampire facials and whatever other rituals she gives into. But Dorit, she need to sit down and get a num yo in there, because honey, because that used to be my girl. I mean, the burglary didn't stress you out that much, crack your face like that. They're gonna definitely suspend me. I gotta get out of here because y'all got me worked up. Y'all got me worked up and talking crazy. She been messy, and it's so funny, especially how they're playing it out. They love it. I'm sure they're gonna do this at the reunion. How cruel she was to I don't do New York. How cruel she was to Kim. Kim is on the brink of death. And then I'm sure they'll show, because I don't. They say Lisa Rinna then took her affiliations with Housewives of Beverly Hills off, so that means she won't be coming back. And it's time, because she's been vicious, and that's like not like Kenya, but somebody who has just been living in their world so long that they navigate with people who can navigate with them, like the way Lisa Rinna talks, you know what I'm saying, says the things and try to make Kathy such a victim or such a bad guy. And Kathy was just like, what I did was not the greatest, but you're no saint. You know what I'm saying? And that whole thing, your sister needs help, being a gaslighter and not in denial, but to just live in that lie or that space, you know what I'm saying? Like what she did with Sutton, you know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out, like that type of thing. Like, that's not okay. Like that whole behavior. Erica's cruel. Erica's a charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. But Lisa Rinna is vicious, and she's been vicious, and she plays this whole facade. Like, I don't have a problem with Rinna, because I don't have to have lunches and brunches with Rinna. But I don't think Rinna would only have to do me one time, Ike. Okay, you ain't got to do me with one time, and I would never speak to Rinna. I would not be bothered with Rinna again. And that's why I had to bring Kim back, because Kim was about to expose all her shit. And that's the thing. Whatever agreement she has, whatever Kathy's agreement was, it's like, y'all not gonna show me in a bad light. Rinna said, I have no problem showing you, my family, everything, but you will not discuss me and Harry Hamlin's relationship. And we will not have anybody come on the show and allude to that. And that's what Kim did. And that's why we never seen Lisa Rinna act the way she acted with Kim. And again, even that thing with Sutton was not like it was in Amsterdam with Kim. And what's her name? The other lady. Which I didn't mind, but she was just guilty by association. What's her name? The other actress. Dropped by their publicist. Well, the publicist, I don't know who dropped who, because then Kathy did the same. Yeah, Harry Hamlin got the hands. Kathy launched, when Kyle said Kathy launched an investigation, I felt that. I felt every letter of that, because I know she did. And then somebody posted a text exchange that they knew the details, and Kathy was like, "Okay, let me know, this, that, and the third." And I'm sure she launched an investigation. any type of anything come out about them, I'm sure she gets right to it. And with Kathy Hilton, she don't have to wait or look too long or hard for it. It come right to her on the strength of Rich, on the strength of her, on the strength of um Nikki. I'm trying to her last. She married the I can't think of his name. Him. The last names alone, and definitely on the strength of Paris, because Paris ain't been and living it up and making a way in LA like that all these years, and can't call one person to get 15 things, 115 things. So, and I think that's just, but then they probably, like I said, you live in your own world, you live in denial. I mean, Lisa Rinna lives with Harry Hamlin and all of that fallacy, you know what I mean? If that's the right word. So she don't think, oh, it's all gonna come bite me in the ass, or even Erica and Tom so high on the hog that that's not ever gonna come out, or even what's gonna happen with, I'm sure something's gonna happen, but their names are probably on that list with the whole Ghislaine Maxwell that they're not even gonna discuss, so maybe it won't come out. But like Caroline in Dubai, the white one, and Diana, their involvement with Frederick Epstein, that sort of thing. Like, why would I put myself on a public platform for people to open themselves up to people like me, who is like link research, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. Because even when they talk about that book, there was a book Call Girls in it, and we only did one circulation of it and things like that. Like, and yeah, Lisa Rinna was in it. So Lisa Rinna's definitely, a call girl. But that's the thing. Like, she's been supported and aided so long in the industry that she don't think, untouchable. I'll get on the show, yeah, I'll bring down fucking Denise. There was no reason for all that shit to go down with Denise. We should still be relishing in Denise and that handsome husband of hers, and figuring out what those girls want to do, and waiting for Charlie Sheen to make his fucking appearance on the goddamn show. That's what we should have been doing. This is still that should have never happened with her and Rinna. But Rinna don't want nobody coming for her shine or whatever, or even somebody to come in and even attempt to do what Kim did, because Kyle's in charge of the girls. Her and Erica have built a bond on lies, or even confiding in each other with their secrets. Garcelle been in the game long enough to know that she's not going to compromise herself trying to bring Lisa Rinna down. And Sutton don't care. Sutton got her own money. Sutton got her own shit. Sutton don't care. You know what I mean? Because it was Sutton was Rinna's friend. I love Sutton. And hopefully this season they get the fuck off of Sutton. And I still don't know if I prefer it. Well, next season I should say. I still don't. Crystal has some moments, but I could still do without Crystal Kung Mink off. That's not gonna get no gonna come. But not if Denise ain't on there. But I would like to see Denise on there. Rinna gone. I've seen it was Denise, Kathy, Garcelle, and Margaret Cho at a brunch in the city. So now, if I was out in LA, I would have caught that, But so I'm due for they're due for a shakeup, even with Dorit, because I mean Mauricio can't be. Mauricio is so ignorant when it comes to PK, and PK being insufficiently funded. And that's not even like bro taps. Like, Mauricio places PK every single time you see them together. He places him. I would love to do that, because I was into that. Enter in Jennifer Lopez, enter in Mimi Faust. I would definitely do that, because I was definitely a part of it. I was definitely into that. Scientology as a whole was a very interesting concept, but another time, because I'm getting out of here at 12. I'm getting a headache. I think it's because of the lights. And I've been passionate about my conversation today, haven't I? Passionate. How long have I been on? 2 hours? 2:47. But yes, we can definitely do that. That seemed like a midnight, London lately type thing. But yeah, we'll definitely do that because that was interesting. Um, but yeah, PK, yeah. So they're not gonna be on. I don't know what they'll do. But apparently, PK still got a relationship. They had Melissa Etheridge. I mean, that she means something to somebody. Melissa Etheridge don't mean much to me. Boy George, for that matter, other than the fact we got the same birthday. But he's still involved in some degree. Do Dorit still got Beverly Beach? Let me see if I can get a Beverly Beach bathing suit. Beverly Beach before I get out of here. That's the name of it, right? Way Too Young. I enjoy having you. I enjoy having you. Ain't it called Beverly Beach? Bathing suits. There we go. You guys are so sweet. So sweet. Beverly Beach by Dorit. It's cheaper than She by Sheree, I'll tell you that. Uh-oh. Well, there's been a price. There's been a chop. Well, I guess it makes sense. 'Tis the season. You get a nice set for $38. They got a set here for $99. I don't know why a bathing suit need to be $99. It was $124. Oh, look, I look like I'm reading something, right? I don't know why a bathing suit got to be $100. It's getting in the water. It's getting in the water. $47. It's nice stuff. Nice modeling. It's a lot better. This page is a lot better put together than She by Sheree. She has a nice blend of her models. These models kind of a little ambiguous. They are white, but it's ambiguous. It's giving ambiguity. Yeah, I don't mind these. These might be a standard. Granted, it's not the Instagram filter, but this ain't bad. Unique? That's what you are. So you get your $50. Well, you only get one. You only gonna get one thing for $50. This is what you can get for $50. Sold out. Let me tell you this. I was gonna buy my sister's support. I wanted to support Skims, get my sister some. I said I'll buy your undergarments for your wedding. This is last year, right? So I sold her this around March of last year. She got married in October. After this in March, I go on Skims. I send her the thing Skims. She picks out what she wants. I go to order it. It's not in stock. So I put my name. Thank you so much. So I put my name on the list. I'm thinking, we got time, even if it gets here in September, as long as it gets here before the goddamn day. And, hoping it fits too. Let me tell you, I just, yesterday, refilled. The stock is refilled. I was on the toilet. Kim ain't restocked shit from last year, but been pushing out new shit. To yesterday, from March of last year, just yesterday, they told me. Hey, the item you wanted is back. Child, I've been lost and gained the weight. Can't even fit that was the craziest thing. That was the craziest thing. It was crazy. People don't, you be like, oh, I want the supports. And she probably, I don't know, he probably did have maybe 3 or 4 standard support pieces from that collection. Because obviously she didn't release, 4 or 5 different things since March of last year. So there's probably a couple items that, maybe, well, I don't know what it is, full body bikini, I don't know. But just maybe some hot items from that collection that she kept in rotation, but pushed out Skims Silk, Skims Fuzzy with like she did with the Shumperts, then Skims Bikini. You know what I'm saying? Girl, a year and a half for some for a damn support bottoms. The Christmas card spokesperson. Is y'all getting Jeff Latham on the flowers? But I was flabbergasted, shocked, and dismayed. Yes, I was. Sister been married a whole year. Cardi B had this party. Should I talk about her fashions? Not now. Should I put a video together for the fashions? I haven't done it. I have not been overwhelmed by the fashions. Although Tracy Ellis Ross wore these two sickening outfits. Kevin Hart has a really nice body. Tracy Ellis Ross had these. Did y'all see Tracy? What about Callie? What'd I say? Pardon me. Remy Ma to host first ever all-female rap battle tournament. I'm good on that. That's what the hip hop awards are supposed to do. Get us ready for something like that. Let me find y'all Tracy Ellis Ross's outfits before I get out of here, because that's the type of shit I look for. And she styles herself. Anne Heche had $400,000 at time of death. Judge rules son Homer can oversee her estate for now. I know Anne was in. I just had it and then I lost it. Well, she was in shit, that's probably the last thing she did, and she didn't look too good in that. She was in this last season of All Rise before it went over to OWN. And then she was in the first episode, I think, of that. Now she did. Child, not even $1 million. Not even $500,000. Tyler Perry put everybody on the payroll for this. And we talk about tuning into sisters. Is she in it? Are these people in it? Well, I did see he put Eva in there. Let me get off. Let me stop. TMZ Jamie Foxx. Yeah, too. He said Jamie Foxx got denied because he brought. You only supposed to bring +1. He only supposed to bring +1. He brought +3, and she denied him entry. Who's that? Child, Tracy Ross. She very unique styling, right? But this right here. First is this one for me. It was this one for me. Child, if I wouldn't slay that Michaela, I would. As a man, I would wear, a form. I would wear the whole damn thing. It's a fucking sickening ass outfit. Pretending on the place, I'm wearing that exact thing. How about that? Okay. Listen, I mean, just one. This is so sickening. And then this kind of pose here where everything kind of blends more together. absolutely adore. Okay, and then she fucked around and wore this. Tracy really don't come to play. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. I'm wearing this too. I'm wearing this with anything with a beard or without a beard and a heel and a sneaker, whatever. So good. So good. But when your mother is Diana Ross and that's the thing, you got access and exposure. It's nothing. Train up a child in the way you should go. Train up a child in the way you should go. I do need to work out some more. Then I probably would look more like Tracy Ellis. Listen, I don't know. That's boss lady. That's the boss. That's the It's just giving. Period. I just don't even know where she was going. Where are you going, girl? She serves it. She's like, because I said, sometimes this, like I said, she serves it in her own way. But when she gets it, it's gotten. I like to have a lot of lovers. I have them, and then I tell them goodbye. And that's it. She was dating Akon's brother for a little bit, a little spell. He was like maybe 12 years younger than her. Listen, Diana. Yeah, that's me. That's my mom. And at this point, I already know. No, seriously. The showman and all that stuff, because everybody don't give it up like Stacy did, Tracy did. What picture was that he liked? Instagram be like, this person, and this person like the picture. And you're like, well, why the hell? Why the hell? Because don't nobody else, I don't know, who else is a superstar like that? Like, I think Patty got that son. He don't be out here dressed like nobody, although Patty couldn't dress. Not that Diana was a dresser either, but she had moments, but she wasn't putting no things together like this. I don't even know if there's anybody else. I don't think there's anybody that do it like Tracy do it. EJ Johnson? EJ Johnson? It might be EJ fucking Johnson. Slaying the girls. People down here, mahogany. People down here from everywhere. Well, am I on, what you call it? So you fuck around and end up on the Shade Room commenting on these damn lives. The fact that the Shade Room could post my video about Chrissy, but they're not going to do nothing like that. Did I cuss? I don't think I cussed in that video. I might have cussed a couple times. I might have cussed. Yeah, see, all them even doing this. Like I said, they're trying to get her to do this, some type of Carisha. I don't care. I don't care. I also feel some type of way about this daughter and this mother thing. Now, if they were sitting together, it might make more sense. But I don't know what they giving. Emily got this damn filter on. That's when I first saw you ready on, not the Shade Room. Where you see me at? I know Hughes and Culture had showed one of my videos. People down here are wrong everywhere. And they got my Beyonce video on Media Takeout. I'm 2 minutes out, guys. At the top of the hour. It's been we had a good time today, didn't we? A good old time. A grand old time, as I say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember I got that notification from Hughes and Culture. I didn't even know who they were. And they reposted my video. I said, well, look at that. And you never know. I'm just trying to find the formula, and you just never know. I don't know what the formula is for them to be like, okay, I'll choose this one. Laying in the bed talking about Beyonce. I guess that's the formula. But 1.5 million people done seen this Chrissy video. I mean, almost 2 million people have seen the Beyonce video, maybe more. I don't know. But and Tasha K liked the damn video. So I'm waiting on it. I keep checking my emails, waiting on an email, and then I'm out there. I don't even know where she is. Somebody's basement. No shade. I think she's just in the basement. But my Lux gang, I'm on my way out. I'm gonna grab me a beverage. I don't know. I might need I need a little something, just a little nosh, you know. We had a fabulous time. Okay, we had a good time today. Talking about the things as we do. This is the vibe over here at the Cali Collective. You already know what it is. So happy to have you. So happy to share this space and this time and these opinions and these words and these ideas and these points of views. It's the best thing about it. It really doesn't get any better than this. And what's it today? Wednesday. I hope you had a fabulous Wednesday. Hopefully you have an amazing rest of the week. I'm sure I will see you before the weekend starts. So until then, I'll see you sooner rather than later.